What are the dark juicy secrets behind Frieda's founding titan? So what's up guys, Foxen here. The thick 120-meter Rod Titan just got nuked like the ending of a Michael Bay film. However, there's still a ton of mysteries remaining, not only about the Reiss family, but more importantly, their founding titan. So let's go ahead and go beyond the anime with a deep in-depth look at the founding titan. This includes going into the past titan history. To start this off, what exactly is a founding titan? This titan is one of the 9 special titan shifters. It is similar to the titans you've seen from Eren and Annie's female titan. From this, Raw thought of their founding titan as its godlike being on Earth. However, the full potential of this almighty titan is still very much a mystery. Physically, the official height given for the founding titan has been 13 meters. This does make it slightly smaller than Eren's titan, Annie's female titan, Reiner's armor titan, and the beast titan. If you notice in past historical images, the founding titan looked almost identical to a mindless titan. Notably, this was the first Wall King's founding titan. On the other hand, take a look at Frieda's founding titan. During her battle against the Grisha titan, this thing didn't appear to have any special titan abilities or powers in that form for use in combat. Rod did make a claim here that unfortunately Frieda lost due to being inexperienced. What exactly this means is still open to interpretation. Perhaps Frieda simply lacked any combat experience. Although, shouldn't that have been a similar case for Grisha and his titan? Something tells me that Grisha wasn't hitting up the titan gym at nighttime. There's also speculation about whether a fully trained Frieda could have used her coordinate ability to command, or somehow weaken Grisha's titan. More on this later. Perhaps the founding titan is similar to a king from chess. The main role of this thing is commanding, while its combat ability for itself is pretty limited. The bulk of the founding titan power could come from the titan army supporting it. This could serve as a somewhat balance for its almighty power. Going back to the founding titan appearance, there is one thing you should notice about Frieda's founding titan, which is her female form as this titan. So far, the only other titan you've seen keep their female appearance has been Annie's female titan. A female human may be a requirement for the female titan, but that doesn't seem to be the case for the founding titan. Right now, the founding titan seems to keep the body of the original human user. You saw Royal Reiss become a male-looking founding titan, at least as far as you could see. On the other hand, Frieda took on this female appearance for her titan. I should also mention how Frieda's mindless titan in the anime did look female. That could have been a factor too. As for the history behind this almighty titan and the Reiss family, the Reiss family was formerly known as the Fritz family. This special family later changed their name into the Reiss family and used this proxy king within the walls as protection. Commander Pixies has given a claim that supposedly this royal bloodline has been unbroken for over 2,000 years. Just given some shaky things within the history, the validity of this is questionable. As for the founding titan users over time, in present day the current holder is Eren Yeager. Of course, Eren got this from Grisha, who stole it from the Reiss family. Unfortunately, Frieda only had this for part of her lifetime. Before her came Udi Reiss from the royal bloodline family. Then, sometime before that, the holder was Rod and Udi's father. If you go back far enough, you get to the first king of the walls. This guy was known as Karl Reiss or Karl Fritz. If you go back about 2,000 years down the royal family bloodline, you actually get to her. So let's talk about this Ymir. Who exactly was this person? Ymir was supposedly the original titan, which included the founding titan abilities. The powers were then split into 9 pieces when she died. Seems that Ymir's titan powers weren't exactly all spread out equally. One of the 9 resulting titan shifters included the founding titan, which included the special titan power known as the coordinate ability. Next up, what exactly makes the founding titan so special? I've seen so many of you making the claim that this godlike titan beats all other titan shifters no problem. How true is this? The first of the founding titan's many abilities includes the memory manipulation. The first king used this ability to mind wipe the millions of people within the walls, making them forget about the outside. His hope was to make the population easier to control in order to build this utopia. Besides this king, you saw Frieda use this on young Historia in Attack on Titan Season 3. This memory ability showed the familiar Titan lightning effect. Here, it almost seemed like Frieda required physical contact with Historia. Although given that the founding titan did some mind wiping within the walls to millions of people, it almost certainly doesn't have this as a requirement. Perhaps the founding titan memory manipulation is not restricted by distance, and then more selective memory manipulation may require this physical contact. Next ability, which is perhaps the strongest, the founding titan's coordinate ability. This almighty power enables the founding titan to control and command mindless titans. You saw Eren use his coordinate ability by accident. It was at his most desperate time in the finale of Attack on Titan Season 2. Here, Eren demonstrated command over mindless titans via orders given from his scream. Whether this verbal command is a requirement is unknown. Perhaps the range is also unlimited. Think of it like some super titan Wi-Fi. Just to add to this, there has been speculation about whether a fully trained royal bloodline user could also command titan shifters. Notice how the other titan shifters within the area did sense Eren's command when he used its ability. However, they weren't forced to obey. So maybe Eren cannot, but how about other users? The manga has mentioned how in the past, all the families who held the titan shifter powers were kept in check only due to the existence of the founding titan. One of those ways could have been via commanding those families' titans. Next ability up, which is still shrouded in mystery, Titan Creation. The original founding titan king made millions of colossal titans in order to make 3 great titan walls. Just imagine making millions of titans individually. One titan syringe at a time would have taken ages and ages. This is why the founding titan should have some ability to produce titans at will. Although how exactly this works, or to what limitations, has never been fully demonstrated yet. Keep in mind that hundreds of years before even the walls were erupted, the founding titan should have been the one responsible for making millions of mindless titans in order to serve as their weapons of mass destruction between wars. As for any possible limitations or restrictions to the founding titan's power, so far his special powers have only been shown to work on Eldians who are subjects of Ymir, Eldians being the main race within the walls. On top of this, a second key aspect is the user. The founding titan powers are only usable by the royal bloodline. For a bit of a side note, the founding titan's memory ability seems to have some issues on its own. You know about how Frieda wiped herself out from Historia's memories. However, manga Historia actually dreamt of Frieda in the past. Historia then forgot all about this after waking up. It may be the case that instead of erasing these memories, the founding titan instead blocks regular access to these memories. In other words, they're still somewhere in your head. Keep in mind that this Historia dream scene got removed from the season 3 anime, so perhaps this aspect got retconned. Something that still lives intact is Historia regaining these memories once she touched Eren's back inside that crystal cave. Does this mean that Eren and Historia have never touched each other in the past 3 years? Not even a slight bump into each other. You can bet that Mikasa was sure to keep Eren pure enough. Sorry Eren, the only blonde for you is gonna be Armin. But being serious, it's very likely the combination of touching Eren in that specific spot on his back, along with being in that special crystal cave. Right now you may be wondering something important. How did Eren use his Titan control ability? Could it be that Grisha was secretly from the royal bloodline? Let me just mention that so far there has been no evidence for that, although I did touch on this possibility in a previous video. Anyway, despite not being from the royal bloodline, Eren has used his coordinate ability only once throughout the series, manga included. This happened in their most desperate standoff. That's right, I'm talking about that random ass miracle. You saw Eren control and commanding mindless titans right before they were wiped out. I've seen a good chunk of complaints about this being a random shonen ass pull, but it turns out there is an actual explanation. You know right now that Eren at this point has 2 titan powers, one of them being the founding titan. Right here, Eren temporarily got access to the coordinate ability from it. Thanks, Papa Jaeger. So now your question should be, how the hell did Eren, who's not from the royal bloodline, use his exclusive titan abilities from theirs? Turns out, there's one loophole from non-royal blood users. According to Eren's theory, him getting in contact with a titan born from a royal blood member allowed him to temporarily tap into this almighty power. Without going into the juicy details, this does mean that the smiling titan that Eren punched was originally from the royal family bloodline. I did mention this originally being Eren's titan theory. Recently, this actually got confirmed by the Beast Titan. Any non-royal bloodline founding titan that comes in contact with a royal blood titan, this includes a titan shifter, would be able to access the full titan power ability. That is, without the king's will restriction. Next up, you may be thinking, the founding titan sounds super amazing. Why didn't it use its powers to wipe out all titans? What exactly is this king's will that's preventing the founding titan user from doing anything? Now you're getting into the deepest titan world history for Attack on Titan. A bit of a disclaimer here. There's been multiple versions of this titan history given by questionable sources within the story, each with their own agenda. This is why this titan history may be partial truth mixed together with lies or propaganda. That quote about history being written by the victors is super applicable here. Anyway, let's go back in time a few hundred years. During this time, the Great Eldia Empire ruled the world. Morally history propaganda tells you that Eldians were savages who conquered as much land as possible using their almighty titan powers. This included the mindless titan army from the Eldian Fritz King. Ruled by this king were the Eldian people, which was a race of people who could become titans. Supposedly, the Eldians committed mass genocide and spread their seed within the population. This all led up to the world being ruled by the Great Eldia Empire. Within this empire existed 9 different Eldian families with their own Titan shifters. Part of this included the Fritz royal blood family that held the founding Titan power. As you may be thinking, these great giant empires throughout history don't last forever. Despite the Eldian Empire's iron control over the land, arguments came from within these Titan-holding families. Eventually, this developed into constant fighting among the families that control their own Titans. It hasn't been fully revealed yet, but history credits the Fritz family for stepping in and halting these Titan family disagreements throughout the centuries. During this time, the royal bloodline family kept passing down their founding Titan every 13 years or so. This continued up until the time of the 145th king. During the time that the Eldian king Karl took the throne, this massive Great Titan War erupted between the various Titan-holding families. Enemies against this Eldian empire actually used this war confusion to capture 7 of the 9 Titan shifter powers. Suddenly, King Karl got backed into a corner. Instead of losing, he took this opportunity to run away with the royal family and Eldian people over to the nearby island. Right here, the king erupted 3 great Titan walls with his colossal Titan army. Within the walls, the founding Titan power was used to alter the memories of the people, making them forget about the outside, and at the same time making them believe that Titans ruled over them. As he closed off the wall gates, the king gave the world this great threat. Karl pretty much told the world to screw off, that if they ever tried to attack their utopia, then he would retaliate by releasing millions of sleeping colossal titans to flatten their peaceful world. In other words, don't mess with us and we won't destroy you. That was one version of history anyway. Later on, 2 guys by the name of Eren Kruger and Willy Tiber revealed a couple of missing pieces to this Titan history puzzle. The Titan King had fled and locked himself up with his Eldian people, but the rest was a complete lie. Karl actually agreed and wanted the collapse of the Eldian Empire. He did flee with his people to the island and built the walls, but it was only as a way to acquire temporary peace. In reality, Karl had taken this pacifist stance. His threat of using millions of colossal titans to destroy the world was really only a bluff. In reality, Karl had actually grown to hate the history of destruction and genocide committed by the Eldian Empire. King Karl would never fight back against any invaders on the island. He was actually fine with any invader coming in to kill off the royal family and taking the founding Titan powers for themselves. This here is what begun the King's Will ideology. Somehow, the king made a vow with the founding Titan regarding his ideology against his own people. Anyone who inherited the founding Titan from the royal family afterwards would be influenced and hence restricted by this king's will. So back to the original question, why did the almighty founding Titan user not use his powers to wipe out all Titans? The truth is that the king hated his people's history. He only took the remaining of the Eldian people within the walls as an attempt to break this cycle of destruction committed by the Eldian Empire. Those Titans outside really serve 2 purposes. The first is to keep his people inside the walls, and the second is to keep the world who wants them all dead off the island. In reality, all those mindless Titans that the Survey Corps were always fighting were never the real problem. If anything, those mindless Titans are protecting them, since they prevent the world's armies from launching invasions on their island. Or at least preventing any non-Titan warriors from attacking, as you witnessed from Attack on Titan Episode 1. And that is the truth behind the founding Titan, at least for now. So hey guys, really quickly, let me remind you to check my Patreon. So far we got in 20 of you guys, which is freaking awesome. It is a little early, but my buddy John is coming on the channel to help out. Just cause it's so much work, and I would like to get some sleep. So please consider becoming a supporter, and all supporters do get Discord access. You could definitely always find me on there. Anyway, more importantly, let me hear from you. Question of the day. Do you buy this founding Titan history? Or do you think there's more missing pieces to this Titan puzzle? I mean, if the king hated his people so much, why do you think he didn't just kill everyone off? It was within his power. Anyway, go ahead and give a colossal thumbs up and subscribe. If you're new to the channel, I put out 5+ anime videos here every week. That includes a lot of Attack on Titan content. Go ahead and check out my other in-depth Attack on Titan videos, like the one going in depth on Grisha's history, or the deep look into the raw Turkey Titan. So, hit that bell notification, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.